Good afternoon and welcome to Southern Virginia University. Thank you for joining us on this snowy Monday morning out here in Buena Vista, Virginia, up at the fields as we bring to you this edition of Southern Virginia University Women's Lacrosse taking on Concordia University, which makes the trip all the way from Michigan. And my name is Seth Hansen. I'm joined by Emily Winslow, former women's lacrosse player here at Southern Virginia. And Emily, it doesn't look like Concordia was able to escape the snow from Michigan. It looks like they brought it with them today.
Yeah, no, they probably are pretty used to this snow, a lot more than we are. This has been a pretty mild winter for us here in Buena Vista, Virginia, but definitely not what you expected when you thought spring break game.
Yeah, this is not what any of us expected for sure. And but a good matchup here today. Both teams having a slow start to the season, had some good games, even if they didn't result in wins. Southern Virginia with a couple really tight games. Looking back at a game they played against Emmanuel, which is a school from Georgia, losing 17-14. And then, of course, on Friday, March 2nd, a few weeks ago, losing to Greensboro by 1 goal in overtime. So while the record doesn't show it, the Knights have played some strong games before they got their first win over Ferrum not too long ago. And as we see here, the Knights off to a quick start, attacking right now on offense.
Yeah, it was a beautiful draw by McLean Hardy, and we were able to pick up the possession right away thanks to Hannah King. They've got a great partnership going, and hopefully they can keep this going throughout the whole game.
So Knights looking to score early.
Lauren Thatcher is in the 8, looked for an opportunity, was not able to find it, and is backing out right now.
So as you mentioned, Emily, the Knights come in. You mentioned number 21, Hannah King, leads the Knights this season with 12 goals, followed by Lauren Thatcher, number 22. Hannah King with 12 goals on the season, Lauren with 9. So both have been real strong presence for the Knights early in this season.
And there it is, too. That was Lauren Thatcher with her first goal of the game. Yeah, like you said, those are all really strong players to be watching out for. They really do showcase the versatility of the talent we have on the team. We don't have just one or two strong shooters. Really, everyone who's on the offensive side of the field is capable and will go into goal. Great start for the Knights here. First goal within the first minute of the game. They really need this to help keep their momentum up and hopefully stay in a positive attitude even in this weather.
So early lead, 1-0 for Southern Virginia, and taking a look forward a little bit as they take on Concordia today. On Wednesday of this week, they'll be in South Carolina taking on Casanova, and then on Thursday they'll be playing Northwestern St. Paul again in South Carolina. So some non-conference matchups as the Knights again pick up the draw here.
Great pickup by, once again, Hannah King from McLean's beautiful draw. Easy transition here for the Knights. We'll see a little bit of a different feel from the last game we had on Saturday. They really had a hard time getting past that defensive midfield, but here they've proven that it's pretty easy for them to get down to the offensive end and to make some plays happen. You see the ball's dropping there, and this is probably going to be a big part of today's problematic areas due to the weather today. They're going to have a hard time finding that ball and being able to pick it up. This weather does really have a huge impact on ground ball movements. McLean's got the ball still at the top of the 12. She's bringing it behind the goal. She really is a strong presence there, and she's not afraid to roll that crease and to get that shot in.
So still working inside, looking for that second goal, trying to take a 2-goal lead here. The Knights, again, have had a slow start.
Great dodge by Megan Barfus.
Barfus with the finish there to give them the 2-goal lead. So probably unfamiliar territory for the Knights this season. Again, their only win coming against Ferrum College, which was a big win, winning 11-1. So this is exactly what Coach Nancy Weber, I'm sure, was hoping for today against a team that might be in the same stage of building their program. Concordia comes in with 1 win on the season as well, and but Coach Weber looking to take an early lead, and they've done that so far in this game.
Yeah, most definitely. The Knights really are really good at starting out really strong. It's just keeping it till the end. We saw that with Emmanuel. You know, you can't get too confident. You have to be able to hold out to the very, very end.
So McLean Hardy again for Southern Virginia has won both of these draws to start, looking to win her third. Give the Knights another possession.
She's doing great at getting that ball right to where she wants to. You can tell she's really trying to just get that ball right to Hannah King, who's on the left side of the circle there.
So ball flipped out and picked up by Concordia, so an opportunity to see Concordia's first offensive possession. So that's number 13 with the ball.
Great pickup by Remy Jarvis. Didn't really give them much of a chance there on offense.
But ball on the ground again, still on the ground, but picked up again. Concordia trying to clear it. And that'll be scooped up by Hannah King as she takes it down into offensive territory for the Knights.
Great look, great pass to Megan Barfus, who's able to bring it down and give the Knights time to just settle in and hopefully make a good play here. And shot by Megan Barfus.
So 3 quick goals here. Second for Megan Barfus, who finishes nicely as she had some good stick work there and takes advantage. Again, in this snowy weather, if you're just joining us, we all were taken by surprise as this was supposed to be the first day of spring break for Southern Virginia, and to the dismay of many of the students, I'm sure, it's snowy and looking like it's December all over again.
Most definitely. For those who do play lacrosse, this isn't new. Usually you do have to pay your dues at the beginning of the lacrosse season. Everyone knows the beginning of the spring season usually does mean some snow, some bad weather, but usually not this late in the season during spring break. But lacrosse is one of those sports where you really don't stop unless there's lightning. That's the only real danger there is, you know, for girls carrying lacrosse sticks out on a field. So they're used to playing in some extreme weathers.
As you mentioned before the broadcast started, Emily, you said you'd certainly played in this. Again, you've played for Coach Weber. You played in this program. What kind of adjustments need to be made when you're out on the field in this type of weather?
You know, there's a lot of different elements that you do have to be careful of, especially within the snow. One of the things is like I said earlier, like ground balls and being able to watch and see where the ball ends up and being able to scoop it up in the snow does have a big effect. You don't really think about it, but when you're scooping down for a ground ball and you come up with a whole stick full of snow, it really does affect how you're cradling, how you're throwing and passing and catching. And you know, the girls really do have to be careful for sliding out here on the field. You know, even though you have cleats on, when that snow covers this turf field, it's pretty slippery out there, and you can see a lot of injuries. Another really big issue is your fingers. Your hands get so cold.
Yeah. And
you're just one check away from really being able to lose all feeling in your hands. You got to be careful out there.
Yeah, and even all the physical stuff aside, there's the mental game to it too of being able to focus on you know, what your task is on the job. It's in that type of cold. I've never played lacrosse, especially this version of lacrosse, but I know I've had my share of cold weather football games, and it'll definitely take you to different places mentally, but that's what makes sports so much fun, is in all elements getting to battle it out. So the Knights here, early 3-goal lead. We've got 27 minutes remaining still in this first half, so very early stages of this game, a lot of lacrosse left to play, but the Knights look to build on the momentum they've got. McLean Hardy again has really had her way with these face-offs and doing her part for her team today.
Yeah, she's doing a great job. They're able to accomplish exactly what they're trying to do. You know, at the draw, you've got really two main options here. You want to try to either draw it up into yourself or right to a player who's on the circle that you know can win that one-on-one fight for that ball. And McLean is doing a good job of getting it to that left side, and she knows that she's got Natalie Rice and Hannah King on the circle, who are both big fighters and big presence on that circle and have been able to win a lot of the draw possessions.
So look like some type of violation there as they'll redraw.
Yeah, it is pretty tricky. You do have to make sure that both are going at the same time. No one can start early or even too late. You do have to make sure that the stick goes up and over your head, which is a lot harder to do for both girls trying to fight for that same ball.
So ball loose on the ground here, still fighting for it. Still fighting for it, but all the way in Knights scoring territory, but finally picked up by Concordia. That's number 2, Angela Nickelbane. By errant pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. Will remain in Concordia possession.
You know, we talk about it here a lot, but possession time really is half the game of lacrosse. You know, you measure it by goals, but really a game is won by who's had the most opportunities to score. You really do want to have possession, and these transitions are key. If you have a hard time getting it down to your side of the field, then you really are lessening your chance of keeping that possession.
So Knights playing some strong defense, forced the turnover there. That's number 16, Magic Knowles, and she's getting deep into territory looking to score. She finds Megan Barfus
wide open and miss.
Over to the left side, picked up by Hannah King, however.
Great look by Magic and Megan, and shot by Hannah King.
So that puts the Knights up 4-0, as that will be goal number 13 for Hannah King on the season. That's 14 total points for her. And again, nice early start for the Knights with only 4 minutes into this game.
Yeah, great start here for the Knights. They are starting to see that they're not having to keep possession for a long time in order to get one of those goals, and they're learning to shoot quick and to make hard shots. So they've got McLean Hardy at the circle again. She's definitely their starting draw person, and she's doing a great job. She really is versatile and able to fight for that ball when it's near her. They are going to give possession to McLean Hardy. Looks like there may have been a yellow card on the field, which does give the Knights advantage of being man up in this position.
So just under 26 minutes left here in the first half. Still really early on, but the Knights are in complete control, dominating, as Emily mentioned, time of possession, and it's showing on the scoreboard at the moment with a 4-0 lead. As the Knights again, with this man advantage, Magic Knowles working her way towards the net. Shoots.
Not quite. She was checked towards the head, so they're going to give her a free possession shot here. You know, this is one of those opportunities where you think, do you want to hold it and take advantage of this, you know, man-up opportunity to have possession longer, or do you want to go straight in for goal? Because once that goal is made, then the man-down situation is lost. Magic Knowles is a returner. This is her 3rd year here at Southern Virginia University. She is a great presence. Her and her sister are both on the team this year, and they've both been a big part of this team.
Nice save there by the Concordia goalkeeper. That's number 25, Samantha Shatrow. Looked like a good opportunity for the Knights right in front of the net there. McLean Hardy had the shot, but good save by the goalkeeper for Concordia again, Samantha Shatrow, as Concordia has the ball now, looking to make something happen on the offensive end.
Great defensive midfield skills here by the Knights, and it is eventually picked up by McLean Hardy. You know, that really started with Natalie Rice. She was really right up on her defender and was not afraid to sprint with her and stay with her, even though it looked like she had a straight shot to the other side of the field. Natalie Rice didn't give it up there.
So Hannah King with the ball now again on the offensive end, as we've seen most of this game. The Knights really dominating possession of the ball.
Pass to Kati Knowles, who is the sister I mentioned earlier of Magic Knowles. This is one of the first times we are seeing her in the game. I know she has had some physical health issues, but it is good to see her being able to play here for the Knights.
So Knowles will take the ball off the penalty as the referee gets everyone in position.
You know, we mentioned this earlier in other games, but this is another new rule to this year's season. You know, you are allowed to move around the 8 on those free possession shots. It's not just pretty stagnant and you're not allowed to move. Besides the girl who is shooting, everyone else is allowed to move. And shot by Hannah King.
Hannah King keeps on rolling this offensive juggernaut right now for the Knights. That's 2 goals for Hannah King, 2 goals for Megan Barfus, making this a 5-0 game at the moment. That is goal number 14 for Hannah King. So she continues to lead and be a strong presence, go-to presence for the Knights in a game that, while it's a non-conference game, could be a great game to help build the Knights' confidence and just team unity going forward. We know they had a tough matchup on Saturday, losing by a wide margin to Mary Washington. Not how Coach Weber would have liked the game to go, but so far the team responding and not being down, but just picking up and going back to work here early in this game.
Yeah, we always say that from after playing really tough teams, especially in this conference, you do end up stronger, and we're seeing that here. The Knights are playing, one of their best games so far, and it does have to do with playing a really tough team with a higher caliber of skills, and it helps you come out stronger and harder for this next team.
So Megan Barfus now with the ball. The Knights again win the draw.
Great spin.
As she works her way down inside, but pulls it back out, looking for her teammate as she's seeing cutters and good off-the-ball movement by the Knights at the moment.
Great off-ball movement by the Knights. You can really tell that they're doing a great job of really moving around that defense and keeping them scrambled. McLean Hardy with the ball at the top of the 12. She is going on for that one-on-one, but is met with a double team. Do believe they are going to call that shooting space. Which means McLean gets her free possession for a goal.
It's an opportunity here for the Knights to take a 6-goal lead still early in this first half. McLean decides to pull it back and pass off to Hannah King.
They're going to call the shooting space right there on Hannah King. It's that role where you can really take to your advantage, draw in that defender and force them to be in the spot where shooting space is going to be called.
She takes her shot. Oh, and off the crossbar. Nice save again by the Concordia goalie. But picked up by Megan Barfus, still stays in Knights' possession. We have a Concordia player down. She appears to be all right, but looks like possession will go to Concordia. So break for Concordia, who look like they're about to be down 6-0. Concordia looking to clear it, getting into that offensive zone.
Great defense here by the Knights. They're choosing to not just go down to their defensive end and waiting for them. They're choosing to attack them here in the midfield, which is a big part of these transitions and the reason why we have the possession back right here.
Certainly not giving Concordia anything easy, as Hannah King with the ball again with some room decides to pull back, and the ball's on the ground.
Picked up by Kati Knowles.
Knowles with some room shoots, but is blocked by a defender. Ball still on the ground. It looks like another contact violation and go back to Concordia. as they look to clear the ball. Ball on the ground, however, picked up again by Concordia. As you mentioned, Emily, nice aggressive defense by the Knights, not giving them anything easy, forcing bad passes, and which has forced the turnovers. But going about as good as anyone could hope for the Knights. If you're hoping for a Knight victory, this is the recipe you'd like to see.
Most definitely. And if you were watching the last game on Saturday, this is definitely what they learned from Mary Washington. I mean, they really had a fantastic midfield defense that did not let the Knights take possession, midfield. And it's only in those situations where you can either get really down about it or learn about it and apply it in your next game, which is exactly what they're doing here. They're not really giving Concordia an easy transition, as you were saying earlier. They are going to give the free possession here. Do believe that's Ashley Lessing at the top of the 8. She's in a great hash here. This is a great spot you do want to be at. Oh, that is McLean Hardy.
And Hardy shoots and scores to make this a 6-0 game. So for Hardy, that is goal number 6 on the season. 7 total points. We have just over 20 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Knights lead big, 6-0, and not only are they dominating the scoreboard right now, but dominating the game as a whole. Concordia hasn't even been able to get a shot off.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for the Knights here to start practicing some of those more difficult plays. I know Sammy's probably got in his book for him here. This is a great opportunity to start giving some other girls another chance. This is a great game for the Knights to really showcase their versatility of talent. They really have so many talented girls who can play lots of different positions on the field, and they're really going to be able to utilize this today.
So it looks like they decided to wave off the goal there. I'm not sure what the call was, but nonetheless, it is Concordia ball. As the goalkeeper finally finds someone to pass off to. Still, you see that aggressive defense there by the Knights.
Looks like Concordia is able to get it down to their side of the field and able to set up here, hopefully in time to...
Deepest position here for Concordia that they've had all game. Definitely the closest they've been to scoring. First real action for that Knights defense. We're going to see number 55, Madeline Krause, the sophomore goalkeeper out of Bakersfield, California, really try to make a big stop here, and she does.
And she did. Great job, Maddie Krause. You know, she is, I have said this before, but this is only her second year ever playing lacrosse. Last year was her first time ever even picking up a stick. And I do remember when, it was even proposed to her, hey, do you want to try being a goalie? It wasn't even in her initial want as joining the team, but she really has done such a great job, and she stepped up to it, and she isn't afraid to own that. And she did end up getting that save.
Another save.
Very lucky save there, Maddie Krause.
So good work early by the Southern Virginia goalkeeper, who hasn't really had to do much up to this point. We're 12 minutes into this first half, and she's just now making her first saves of the game, but a couple big ones as the Knights are looking to chase that loose ball down and try to score again to make this a 6-0 lead. But possession looks like we'll go back to Concordia as that out-of-bounds play. Even though this is an unfortunate situation for the Knights, they did a great job of just getting that ball out of that area, that danger zone, right? They did a good job of even if they weren't able to keep possession, they got their goalie in a safe position, is what we like to call it. So Concordia back at it again, got the ball, and is looking to get another shot or two off. Another contact penalty, it looks like, as the possession stays in Concordia's favor. Yeah, even though there are a couple of rules in lacrosse that you do have to really be careful with when it comes to like technicalities. They really are trying to keep this a really safe game for the girls here. While some things might not seem that aggressive, the refs are looking for specific things. Like in pushes, you can't give in, is what they say. If you're holding your stance and you're pushing forward with your arms, that is considered a push. But if you keep that stance and they end up backing out, then that is considered safe. So losing the ball there on that shot attempt was Concordia. fortunate position for the Knights as they pick it up. Megan Barfus gets the ball and clears it. As the Knights go into attacking zone, that's Lauren Thatcher now streaking towards the goal on the left side. Now decides to pull it back out and passes off to Barfus, who scoops it up off the ground. Barfus still working now over to the right side. Shoots but goes wide. Will stay in the Knights' possession as Magic Knowles was back there.
Yeah, growing up, I had a coach who always said, just shoot for any opportunity that you can. Even when you miss it in those kind of situations, it's still another, possession, another chance to start up again for the Knights. You do get possession off those shots, and so there's really nothing to lose, especially when you're aiming for. They do say aim for the pipe, because if you lose, it goes out. If you go in, it's really hard to save for a goalie. But it was saved by Concordia's goalie here, and she is looking for an opportunity. She has stepped out of the crease, which does give her more than 10 seconds. So she does have all the time in the world here to find that opportunity to make a pass.
The Knights playing some man-to-man defense right here, trying to at least force a bad pass in such a deep position, and they do. Ball on the ground here. Picked up still by Concordia. That's number 12, Erin Wagnitz.
Great defense here by Sydney Winterton. She's really making it pretty difficult for her to find that open girl.
That pass still on the ground here. That's number 24 for Concordia, Jessica Roos, as the Cardinals make their way down the field trying to clear it and get into a scoring position. Ball still loose. Slipping around in that snow there, I'm sure is playing into a factor for these two teams, as the ball will be awarded to Southern Virginia going back the other way.
Great pickup by Remy Jarvis, who is able to look up just in time to see the pass to McLean Hardy. And I say this over and over again, but we're coached and we're taught constantly that the ball can move faster than you could ever run. So any opportunity to pass really is better than you trying to run it in downfield.
A diving shot there by McLean. Ball goes just wide, but picked up by Magic Knowles to keep the possession. And good effort there. Good athletic play by McLean. And good awareness by Magic to pick that ball up as she looks. A pass inside to McLean. Looked like a good pass there, but just broken up. So the ball is still on the ground. Looks like will be picked up there.
Still picked up by the Knights. That is very lucky. That is a very lucky possession there. Great shot by Natalie Rice.
So Natalie Rice widens this deficit, makes it a 6-0 game. As Natalie comes in as the third leading goal scorer, tied with Magic goals with 6 goals, but that will give her number 7 on the season. Again, the Knights take a 6-0 lead, still just past the halfway point in this first half, 14:35 left to go. The Knights really feeling it, having a really good, clean offensive game, as well as a good effort game all the way around. Everyone getting around, hustling after those loose balls. We saw a good athletic play there by McLean trying to score, diving on the ground. So we're seeing the girls go all out in these tough weather conditions. Really good to see the Knights playing with a lot of heart, rebounding after that tough loss on Saturday.
Yeah, they're not giving up easily here. Even on these loose ground balls, they're being very aggressive, and they're really able to showcase here their ability to pass within the 8 and make a quick shot off.
So this is going to be Anna Walters who takes the faceoff here, freshman from Texas, but ball will be awarded to Concordia. So another offensive possession for Concordia. They've picked up their offensive game a little bit in these last few minutes. But the Knights are still playing tough defense, still getting in the face of these Concordia players, playing physical.
Great defense here by Anna Walters. And Concordia is able to settle it down on their side of the field here. Looks like they are choosing to keep it pretty settled on the outside here, as number 4 drives it all the way in from the 12 and able to get a shot in after going through 3 of the Knights' defensive players here.
That was a good play, offensive possession by number 4, Abby Turner, sophomore midfielder. from Grand Ledge, Michigan. So first goal there for the Concordia Cardinals comes with 14 minutes left in this first half. The Knights had been playing tough defense. Maddie Kraus, number 55, the goalkeeper, had made some great saves up to that point, but finally Concordia gets the best of them, puts their first goal on the board. So a 5-goal deficit. The Knights still a ton of lacrosse left to play here, as the Knights will try to win this draw and answer with a goal of their own. Looks like we will see number 33 once again, Anna Walters, take this draw. We've seen McLean Hardy taking most of these draws up to this point, been really successful. So an interesting change, but a good opportunity for Anna Walters to get some experience here and fine-tune her draw game.
Yeah, Coach Weber really does like to have the advantage of multiple girls who are able to take the draw. I was one of the girls who did take the draw when I was here playing, and it really is to your advantage to have multiple girls with different abilities. It really mixes up what the other team is expecting, and it does help to just have some versatility and to have some strategy here when you're starting off those draws.
And Anna Walters gets the draw. There's a nice shot and scored by, that's number 9.
Natalie Rice.
Natalie Rice from Oak Grove, Oak Grove, Missouri. I spoke too soon. With a nice goal there. Exactly what they wanted, to come back and respond after giving up their first goal of the game.
You know, Natalie Rice is, you mentioned it, one of the new players here on this team, and she's been a really, really fun athlete to watch. I mentioned that all the girls can shoot, but Natalie Rice has this amazing, really fast shot. She's not afraid to shoot it from far away, which is really rare in women's lacrosse. Usually girls are wanting to take a one-on-one and get past their defender and get as close to the goal as possible, but not Natalie Rice. She's really not afraid to get in a fast shot really far away, which is, in the end, a lot harder for the goalie to be able to defend, which is why we're seeing a lot of success in her shots.
So good work here early for the Knights. Again, 13 and a half minutes left to go in this first half. McLean Hardy now will take this this draw again, who has had so much success early on. You see that snow is coming down. It doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon, but the girls are battling well, not letting the elements get the best of them, as she wins that face-off, and possession will stay in the Knights' favor.
I can just feel that pain as I just saw McLean get checked in her stick, in her fingers there, and that there's just nothing worse, especially in this weather when your fingers are already cold. But she's able to bear through it and keep playing really great.
So Lauren Thatcher now with the ball in a strong attacking spot. She's got Natalie Rice. Nice pass. Shot saved, but still picked up there by Megan Barfus, who finds number 19. That's
well done, Jessie Case.
Jessie Case there. Nice pass by Megan Barfus. She picked up the loose shot from behind the net and found Jessie sitting in front of the goal for maybe the easiest goal for the Knights today. That's just really good awareness by Megan Barfus to set her up. For Jessie, that's her first goal on the season, so congratulations to her. As well as Megan Barfus, who has led the team in assists so far this season, will pick up number 5, it looks like. So everything going right for the Knights early on, still in this first half. We are past the midway point in this first half, now with an 8-1 lead over Concordia.
Yeah, it's in these situations where I wish we could do a quick replay and go over how awesome that play really was for the Knights there. Jessie really did take advantage of a split-second opportunity. Her defensive player was not looking. She drove it right into the middle and was wide open for a good 2 seconds. Megan could have been hesitant, but she wasn't. That just shows how much she trusts her player. Megan was willing to give up a chance for herself to go to goal and saw that she was open and did trust her to take it, and she did.
Yeah, I think, Emily, that was one of those plays, even if you haven't watched a whole lot of women's lacrosse or lacrosse in general, that just by seeing that play, you could tell that it went perfectly, and it was a great pass and a great finish all the way around.
Yeah, most definitely. That is another big aspect of working under Coach Weber. She does teach you to really trust everyone on your team. She trusts everybody with a chance to go to goal, and she teaches you to do the same too, and it really makes for a better, well-rounded team when you're able to trust anybody with an opportunity to go to goal.
So McLean Hardy now with the ball. Knights again working on offense, still dominating those draws as Lauren Thatcher on the left side looking for a teammate to pass off to. Now works her way all the way across over to the right side, and she shoots and she scores.
You know, I was just about to say, I don't know if Lauren Thatcher's had a chance to shoot today, and she wants it. You can tell she's definitely one of those faster players and who's always been a big part of the scoreboard here for the Knights. This is another, you know, really unfortunate call here in women's lacrosse. It is for the safety of the shooter, but they are not going to call that a goal, and they're going to give Lauren another chance to go in for a goal because there was a violation on the defensive end, which, you know, in those situations you think it's probably better to just let the goal count, but they really are just trying to teach good defensive skills here. But really unfortunate because Concordia is able to pick up the possession here after that shot.
So ball back in Concordia possession, trying to clear this as we come up on the 12-minute mark.
And Concordia is able to make it past 2, 3, even 4 Knights here. 5, 6, she wants it. And 7 and 8 players all the way in for the goal.
Wow, and that was a really strong run there. That was number 1, Grayson Papp, a freshman midfielder from South Bend, Indiana. So long run. Looked like she basically went the length of the field. As you mentioned, weaving in and out of Knight defenders and finishes with a strong goal. So great effort there by the freshman for Concordia. Just under 12 minutes to go. So a 6-goal lead for the Knights. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Emily, that you know, it's good to take that lead, but as we've seen, the Knights, they've got to play till the final whistle. They can't let up and let a team like Concordia back into the game. Concordia, a young team, you know, a slower start to the season, but certainly have a lot of fight in them. I imagine the snow isn't the biggest concern for them. Being from Michigan, this is probably something they're used to, and you know they're going to play till the final whistle. So hopefully the Knights here can win this draw and get back on track.
Most definitely. You can't underestimate anyone, especially in this game of lacrosse. It is a really, really fast game. You know, with given just a few seconds, a lot can happen. The ball can travel really fast, and you can't underestimate even one player. I think the Knights just barely saw that. You can't just think because one girl is covered by 2 players that she's not going to go to goal, and that's not the case for these Concordia players. They're hungry, they want it, and they're going to go in for goal any chance they can. Like it was an empty stick check on Concordia, but it wasn't within the 8, so they're going to let – oh, correction, that was an empty stick check on the Knights, so they are going to let the Concordia take it on.
So after a pass, looks like the ball will be awarded back to the Knights. This is, excuse me.
Great look, Hannah King right into Magic. Oh, almost.
Hannah King.
So many opportunities there.
Hannah King with the ball again. Passes to number 13 who scores.
Lessing.
Ashley Lessing, the senior out of San Jose, California. Great goal there for the Knights to make it 9-2 in this first half, and for Lessing, let's see here, that's goal number 3 for Lessing on the season. So good to see that not only you know, the Knights have scored 9 goals here in the first half, but good to see a handful of different players getting involved here, that it's not just Hannah King and Lauren Thatcher who came in as the leading goal scorers for the Knights, but other players such as Barfus and Lessing and Jessie Case getting involved here. A lot of team lacrosse being played right now. Yeah,
Ashley is, as you mentioned, she's a senior. This is her 4th year playing here at Southern Virginia University. She's had a lot of experience of playing against some of these really tough teams and some of these teams that are more equally matched here. And she's one of those really valuable players who Nancy will put in all positions. As I've played here, I've watched Ashley play literally every position probably except for goalie. She's a strong defender. You just saw that amazing shot that just took all of her body. She was able to get a really, really strong shot in, and she's aggressive and still really great at the fundamentals. She's a very rare and valuable player here for the Knights.
So Natalie Rice with the ball now. Again on offense, Knights doing a great job to win those draws. Shot goes wide. We'll see what the possession is awarded. Looks like it'll go back to Concordia. Good look there for the Knights, just couldn't capitalize as Concordia takes the ball back down 9-2 here in the first half. So that snow is just coming down thicker and thicker as the game has gone on. You see it on the field there. Strong defense by the Knights.
Oh.
There's some contact there. Hopefully all the players are okay. McLean Hardy getting back up. Good to see that.
You know, this is a rule here for women's lacrosse, in general, is if a game is stopped because of an injury, whether you are okay or not, you do have to be subbed in. So while McLean seems to be able to get back up and run, she does have to get off the field so that the game can go on.
You saw the substitution there. Anna Walters, number 33, making her way into the game.
Another slide there by Lauren Thatcher. That's definitely due to this weather, but she was able to keep it, but she did eventually lose that possession.
That ball's popped out again, so the Knights pick it up. Good break for them as they keep it in that zone.
Great run by Ashley Lessing. Ooh, definitely a dangerous check on that one. They are going to give her the yellow card. So that was definitely a slash. It's, you know, that rule where you have to be really careful with your checks. You do have to make sure it is just stick-on-stick contact, really like the lacrosse head on the lacrosse head to try to get that ball out. Any other situation really is, they're going to call you right away.
So that was number 1, Grayson Papp, who earns the yellow card. Grayson, of course, earlier in the game was the one who had that nice run all the way down the field to finish with the score, but a little frustration there, it looked like, on that defensive play, trying to get the ball back, and it results in the penalty. So the Knights will have an advantage here as they look to widen this lead.
I could be wrong here, but I do believe that is number 1's second yellow card, which does put Concordia here in a really tough situation. Ashley Lessing with the ball at the top of the 12. Looked it for an opportunity, but saw it wasn't quite there.
It's a good looking pass there. Good opportunity for the Knights. Just couldn't capitalize. That was Lauren Thatcher on the shot, but nice effort and hustle by Lauren to pick it up.
That's another new rule within these recent years, is you are allowed to kick the ball. You're allowed to kick the ball out of the way so that those dog piles, is what we call them, of just girls trying to pick up one ground ball doesn't really happen. Natalie Rice able to get the free possession here.
So Natalie Rice with a great opportunity here for her team to go up and score their 10th goal here in the first half.
Yeah, and we know she's not afraid to shoot from very far. She's got a fast shot, and she's in a perfect position for a right-handed shooter here. She should be able to hopefully get this shot in. And she does.
On cue, Natalie Rice, as you saw it, that ball hit the back of the net and sent some snow flying. You saw the power behind that shot, so good work by Natalie Rice. The Knights take a 10-2 lead here. We've got just over 9 minutes left in the first half, and everything going the Knights' way. An 8-goal lead in the first half, and playing a lot of team lacrosse, and the girls keeping a good attitude out here in this weather.
Yeah, they really are doing a good job of keeping their heads up, even in this really unfortunate weather. It's hard to see, it's hard to run, it's hard to pass and catch, but they're not showing that. They're showing still the same positive outlook that this team has always had this whole season. Looks like they are going to let Anna Walters take the draw here. You can tell that Anna's in a position where she's trying to push that ball. She's taking the draw, and she's a really good pusher, is what we call it, and she's trying to get that ball forward. Looks like Concordia is going to win this draw in this position. Oh, unfortunate slide.
Yeah, poor girl having to fall in the snow. That can't feel good, as she appears to be okay as her teammate brushes her off. And
good teammate.
Good teammate right there as they continue this action here.
And this really zoomed in shot helps you see, as she went to go pick up that ball, you get a full head full of snow within your stick, and that really does make your stick heavier. It's hard to throw and keep the accuracy, but these girls are doing a great job with what they've been given.
So nice pass inside Concordia with an opportunity here.
Great defense here by Hannah Thane. She did a great job where that girl probably really thought she had a chance to go in for goal, but she stood her ground. We have Ellie Johnson on the field. She's another returner from last year. She's doing a great job defensively. She's another girl who's been put in a lot of positions as she's learning this game, and she's doing a great job.
So the Knights still battling on defense here for Concordia with the shot. Oh, and the bouncer shot and scored. That was number 19, Grace Stadler, senior attack from Monroe, Michigan. So good stick work, good athletic play by Grace to get in there. It looked like Maddie Krause had that ball tracked, but took kind of a funny hop here again, and the snow might have had an effect on that, and just bounces past her into the goal to make this a 10-3 score.
You know, while the score might not show it, this is showcasing that both teams are pretty evenly matched offensively. Every time that they've had possession, Concordia has pretty much almost been able to score every time. But what this has been showing is this midfield transition, this possession keeping that the Knights have been able to have, and it's been making the difference in the game. They've been keeping it from the Concordia side of the field and presenting them with little opportunity to ever go for goal.
Yeah, that certainly has been the story of the game. As you mentioned, a lot of these face-offs going the Knights' way. They've really just had more offensive possessions, which really tells the story of why they have a 10-3 lead. As we see McLean Hardy again will take the draw here. 8 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first half.
Glad to see McLean's back. That no injury was too big that she couldn't come back and keep being a big presence on this team. Great transition passes here by the Knights. That was a really beautiful transition. It was just a 2-3 pass, but it made all the difference and gave Natalie the opportunity to go all the way in for goal.
So the shot was not converted there. So the Knights still have possession. Magic Knowles finds Hannah King inside, but some contact causing the ball to be on the ground. Still fighting for it.
Yeah, those are really scary situations where a lot of injuries do happen. You have a lot of girls with a lacrosse stick going for the same little ball, and a lot of injuries do seem to happen, and it's really hard to pick it up in those situations. So it went out of bounds, but Concordia is going to be able to take possession here. Great defense by the Knights. So Concordia's goalie is going to be able to pick it up and try to look for an opportunity to score. Or to pass.
Technically she could score, but probably going to try and pass as that ball is on the ground and finally picked up by Lauren Thatcher for the Knights. Lauren being patient with the ball. Nice reverse spin there. She now passes off to Natalie Rice.
You know, this opportunity really did come because these are offensive players on this side of the field, but they chose to fight and to not give up easily.
And that goal scored easily by Natalie Rice. Again, another athletic play by her. She's really making her stamp on this game right now.
Yeah, she's really doing a great job. We're able to really see her talent and her skill within this game. You know, but as I was saying earlier, those opportunities happen because offensive players are willing to play defense as well. You know, that's something that you try to practice as much as often, but those offensive players, you know, don't get a chance to play defense as often, but they chose right there to not let that transition happen, and because of it, they were able to get possession back from that goalie and ultimately go to goal. We do have a timeout here.
So that was goal number 3, I believe, for Natalie Rice here in this game. That would give her 9 on the season. Timeout, as you mentioned. I'm sure these players probably don't enjoy the timeout as much. That's a time where they're going to stop running and be a little chillier here. But a good timeout for Concordia as they look to find something to stop that strong attack from Southern Virginia. What do you think? Southern Virginia, what do you think they're discussing right now in their timeout, Emily, at this point in this game?
Well, I'm pretty confident that I know exactly what Coach Weber's telling them in this situation. You know, we're in a weird conference where we play really, really hard teams, and then we play other teams that we're able to showcase all of our players. And so in this instant, you know, Coach Weber really is adamant on, you know, once we do have a lead like this, she is really adamant on other elements. You know, she's like, okay, she does tell us, you know, we're not looking for points in this instance, but she is saying, you know, I'm going to watch your transition. I've got some new goals for you. And she does take you on an individual level here, and she does say, hey, you know, you personally, I want to see you get a couple dodges in. I want to see you take on some one-on-ones. And she does a great job she's a great individual coach, and she's really good at knowing how to showcase individual talent and knowing when to let up, because we have been in this situation before. You know, the Knights we are in a tough conference, and so she does take this opportunity to work on some other elements and make sure that both teams really are having a good time.
So the Knights looking to come out of this timeout, finish this half strong. 6 minutes, 44 seconds remain here before the break. Enjoying an 8-goal lead, but wouldn't mind seeing that lead be a little bit bigger even if they can before this first half comes to a close.
Yeah, most definitely. There is still a lot to work on here. I know, as I mentioned earlier, I know Sammy's probably got, he's the offensive coach here for the Knights, and he's definitely got some new things he wants to be able to try out. And you've got Susan Wagner, who's a great assistant coach as well, and she's really a big key here to these midfield transitions, and any midi player really works under her, and she's doing a great job of really teaching these girls how to stop the ball midfield.
So good win there again by McLean Hardy, who's done it all game, as Hannah King picks up that ball and is heading towards goal. Now reps behind and finds Megan Barfus.
You know, this is her perfect prime position, and I knew she was going to go right for goal there. She loves those crease rolls and any opportunity to shoot right up from behind the goal. She's really great at those opportunities.
Shot did go just high, so ball will be back in Concordia possession.
But if I do know Megan Barfus like I think I do, she's definitely going to try that again. That's not going to be the last time we're going to see her try to take on a crease roll.
So ball bounced a little wide pass there, but still was headed towards the goal. But good pickup by Samantha Shatrow.
Those are scary situations. That goalie does have a little hard time, worse time seeing than the girls do with that helmet on. And if she wasn't paying attention to that pass, that goal could have gone into goal.
Especially with all the snow out here.
Definitely.
Something in your face. But again, good pickup as Concordia still has the ball here looking to clear. See Hannah King working from behind, trying to stop that ball from being passed off, but Concordia doing a nice job with some clean passes. The ball on the ground, but picked up again, and now it looks like, ball still on the ground.
You know, that's a new rule this year. If they feel like it was a little bit even on both sides, they're going to let the game continue to see, they're going to let game play keep going on. But they are going to let Concordia take the free possession here.
So this is number 19, Grace Stadler, who's looking to score another goal for her team, possibly make it an 11-4 game before half.
She is flanked by Natalie Rice and Ellie Johnson. This is something that we do practice a lot, is being able to jump on these opportunities really quick so she doesn't get a shot off, which Natalie did. She got her part of her stick before she was able to release that shot.
Good save by Maddie Kraus. The play is stopped again, but yeah, good team defense there. Good concentration by Kraus in the goal, who's had a really good game here. It looks like it'll still be Concordia ball.
I do believe they're going to give Concordia possession here because Maddie Kraus did cover the ball, is what we call, outside of the crease. She is allowed to cover, but when she's outside of that crease, she has to follow the rest of the rules as the other girls on the field. She's not allowed to cover that ball on top with her goalie stick. So they are going to give her another free possession shot here.
This is number 4, Abby Turner, who shoots and scores. That was a quicker shot. Didn't take her few steps running up to the goal. Decided to have a quick shot there, and she scores. So Abby Turner, sophomore midfielder, again out of Grand Ledge, Michigan, So it'll make it an 11-4 lead for the Knights.
Yeah, it was a great decision by Abby. They tell you a lot. Those bounce shots are a lot harder for their goalie to predict how and in what way the ball's going to bounce up from the ground.
So just over 4 minutes to play. This first half is winding down. For the first, if you're just joining us, for the first 15 minutes or so of this half, possession was pretty much only to the Knights. Concordia didn't see much action on the offensive end, as McLean Hardy, number 7, and Anna Walters, number 33, done a good job of winning a lot of these draws. But in these last 10 minutes or so, Concordia has really come alive on offense, had some better possessions. We saw a long run by Grayson Papp. We've seen a couple goals now by Abby Turner. So still keeping it within reach. There's a lot of lacrosse left to play. The Knights hope to add another goal or two again before this first half, as it comes to a close, as they sit on a 7-goal lead as of this moment.
McLean Hardy in the draw again and able to get that ball right to where she wants to for a fight with Ashley Lessing and Hannah King.
A lot of physical play right there. Looks like they're going to award it to Southern Virginia. Good effort there by Hannah King, really disrupting what Concordia was trying to do right there.
Most definitely. And we see another easy transition for the Knights. They're able to get the ball right down to their side of the field.
So Magic Knowles now, number 16, working her way inside. Nice
Great
little
dodge.
sidestep.
And they're going to call shooting space, which is exactly what she wanted to do. You know, driving in those situations is really hard defensively. I mean, I play defense, and it's really hard. You have a split second to decide, do I stay where I am even though I know it's a free possession shot and
Shot
goal.
and score.
Or, you know, as a defensive player, you think, do I want to stop it here or just let her go for goal? And it's kind of hard to ever let yourself up and not take that shooting space position.
So second goal there on the game for Magic Knowles, as you saw her take the free shot. She did a good job, as Emily was just talking about, how it's difficult for those goalkeepers to get down on those low shots. And Magic, they're opting for a low shot and using it effectively, so pushes the lead back to 8 with just over 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. And that's one thing the Knights have certainly done really good in this game, that every time Concordia goes down and scores, it seems like just within the next minute, Southern Virginia takes advantage and answers with a goal of their own.
Yeah, they're not being shy to go for goal here. They're taking any opportunity that they can to just take that one-on-one and go straight to goal.
So Anna Walters, number 33, taking the draw this time against number 4, Abby Turner. This is a big draw, especially for Concordia if they want to try and score here. Trying to get another goal before half as that ball's popped straight up.
A little confusion there. They didn't know which side the ball was going towards.
Eventually picked up by Hannah King, though. Streaking towards goal as that ball's on the ground.
Picked up by Anna Walters.
Now Magic with the ball again. Let's see if she tries to dodge and work her way inside. She's playing physical. Gets a shot off.
And gets the goal.
And scores.
The Knights did a great job of getting out of the way so that Magic could take that one-on-one. You know, when where you move, you draw your defender. And so they did a great job of off-ball movement, of knowing, you know, Magic's got the ball and they knew that what she wanted, and so they were able to get out of the way for her.
So goal number 3 for Magic. Good work there. Second straight offensive possession for her specifically. She's been able to make the most of it and find the back of the net. So a big 9-goal lead for the Knights here. Still 3 minutes left to play. I'm sure they're still going to be pedal to the metal in trying to extend this lead.
Yeah, there is a rule in this conference and that if there is a 10-goal lead, that the clock will still run. So, you know, perhaps if the Knights get one more shot in here, that they will be able to run out the clock before this first half ends.
So ball picked up by Concordia, but being swarmed, as Abby Turner takes, it looks like some contact to the face.
They are going to give the yellow card to Hannah King.
In that mouth area, but Abby looks to be okay, thankfully.
So Concordia is man up in this situation, which is really fortunate for them if they can just get the ball to their side of the field. Do believe that they need to fix the clock before they give possession to Concordia, so they're going to start that over again.
So Abby Turner will take the ball, the one she just took some contact in the head area, but looks to be okay as they resume play here. Abby working, making a nice run, trying to clear this ball for her team. She will do so. She looks to pass off to a teammate.
Good fight here from the Knights, but also a great transition for Concordia. They're really having to pass and catch to get over the restraining line here. Possession is kept by Concordia after the ball is dropped.
It was a good look there for Concordia, but just a wide pass. Ball probably would have gone out of bounds, but all that snow slowed it down and made it come to a stop, so it'll stay in Concordia possession.
I guess that is one advantage to this weather.
Definitely. That's number 22, Nina Pantic, senior attack. As Concordia continues to look to score here. Less than 2 minutes to go now.
Ooh.
Shot and scored. That was an interesting sequence there on offense. Let's see if they are going to award them the goal. It looks like they will.
Yeah, it did look like a little bit of a collision there, but the Knights are allowed within their own crease on the defensive end. So when we saw Ashley Lessing kind of end up in the crease there, that is allowed. You are allowed to be in step within the crease of your own your own defensive side.
So if that goal stands, it will be awarded to number 13, Kimberly Thompson, midfielder, sophomore midfielder out of East Lansing, Michigan. So Concordia certainly not packing it in. They are showing a lot of fight here. After being down 9, they're still working, getting another goal before the half. Less than 2 minutes to play now to make it a 13-5 game.
Yeah, we're seeing a great outlook for Concordia here. You know, really anything can happen, and they're still showing a lot of fight and a lot of fire in them. Anna Walters is going to take the draw here again. And once again, those girls know exactly where Anna wants it. So we have Ashley Lessing and Hannah King on the circle, or I do believe that would be Natalie Rice on the circle on the top there so that she can push it right to him. Concordia gets possession here, which is pretty big for them. That hopefully they'll be able to, you know, they're wanting to definitely get another goal in here before the end of the half.
So Anna Walters trying to play some defense on Abby Turner right now. She makes her run into that zone.
Yeah, she did a good job of directing her to go right where she wanted her to go. Great defense here by Remy Jarvis. Ooh.
Ball inside. Wide pass, but looks like it will be awarded to the Knights. So good break for the Knights, who coming up on just a minute remaining here in the first half.
No, I do believe it's Concordia.
Oh,
maybe you're right. You're right.
looks like there was some confusion on the field, but in the end awarded to the Knights. As Kraus now has the ball and looking for a teammate as we just hit the 1 minute mark remaining here in the first half. She opts for a deep pass, so ball on the ground.
It's a really scary position to be in here as a goalie. You know, you really want to make sure that that pass is made, because otherwise possession is going to come right over to Concordia, in which it is. Great double team here by the Knights. Megan Barfus and Anna Walters working together to force a really unfortunate pass, and they did a great job. This is Hannah Thane here. She is new this year, and she's a defensive player, but she has proven that she's got the capabilities to run it down the field if she needs to. As we see here, she just took on 2 players and able to get a pass off.
So Knights coming up 10 seconds left to go in this first half. I would think after the position they were just in, it's a small victory that they won't give up another goal. It looks like 1 second remaining, and that will do it for the first half. So great game played so far, especially by Southern Virginia University. Everything really going their way, especially on the offensive end. They have an 8-goal lead. We've seen big goals. Of course, Hannah King leading the way. Natalie Rice and Magic Knowles both with 3 goals apiece. So really spreading the ball around, all of them being effective. But it wasn't a perfect half. What do you think Coach Weber is going to talk to her team about at this break?
You know, I have mentioned this before. They are probably going to try a lot of new offensive plays here because they are in a position that they haven't been yet, where they do get to showcase new things. They're going to do a lot of midfield jam, is what Susan calls it. They're going to do a lot heavier pressure on that midfield. I know that they've really got to have a goal of trying to force that team to have harder transitions. They've done a great job of it so far, honestly, and they've done a great job from the draw possession all the way to keeping it on their side of the field. You know, they probably are going to try to keep possession a little bit longer and really showcase different talent. Different girls are going to get a lot of new opportunities here, and it's going to be really exciting to see some new girls do some really amazing things.
So that is your first half. Again, Southern Virginia playing strong, especially offensively. They go into this break with a 13-5 lead over Concordia University. We will take a quick break until we come back and resume this game in the second half. Welcome back here for the second half of this edition of Southern Virginia University Women's Lacrosse. We have a score of 13-5. Southern Virginia up big on Concordia University. First half was dominated, especially in those first 20 minutes, really by Southern Virginia, dominating time of possession, shots on goal, until Concordia came back in those last 10 minutes and really made a mark on the game to pull a little closer. As we see Concordia starting with the ball here, and they're looking to have some cleaner offensive possessions. They've had a lot of turnovers, and the Knights continue with their pressing defense to try and force that ball onto the ground.
Yeah, great start, great aggression here from Concordia. You know, you can tell they're coming out hungry. They really want to be able to level out the scoreboard here. They're doing some great, they had some great transitions here. They're doing some great just passing around the top of the 12 and really looking for any opportunity to go for goal.
You see Concordia slowing it down a little bit. I think that's probably an adjustment they're looking for in the second half, trying to just take some time off the clock and limit the possessions for Southern Virginia University. As it looks like
they are going to call this shooting space on the Knights because that number 7, I don't know who drove that in for Concordia, but she was very smart, and she did take one step into the 8, which did count for free possession here.
As it looks like they're trying to clear up the field a little bit. Again, if you're just joining us, it has been snowing all morning, and it doesn't look like it's about to stop anytime soon. But the girls on both sides, both teams have done a real good job here. Fighting through the weather, fighting through the adversity to play some really good high-quality lacrosse. As they take that shot.
Shot was taken by number 3, Emily Collins for
Concordia there. As they get, shot does go wide, picked up though by Concordia. And now they're going to set up their offense, taking some time off the clock again. They didn't do much of that in the first half. They had quicker possessions, which opened up more opportunities for the Knights. Another
new rule here this year, there is a shot clock, and so you can tell they are running down. There's 15 seconds here on the shot clock. They've got 15 seconds to try to make a score.
So good pass in there to, that was number 13, Kimberly Thompson, who takes the shot, and there was some contact. Good save by the goalkeeper. We have a new goalie in the net right now. That's Jessica Jaster, freshman from Okinawa, Japan, making the big stop there.
Yeah, she's a really cool addition to the team this year. That was a great save on her part, but there's nothing she could have done in this situation. They were going to call that dangerous check within the 8, which does mean that the Concordia does get another chance to go for goal. So while her save was great, she does get another opportunity to get scored on, but she doesn't have to today.
So shot was high, taken by Kimberly Thompson, again, number 13, but over the net, so the ball will go to Southern Virginia.
That was taken out by Holly here, who did a great job even amidst this crazy weather. She did a great job of getting that ball out of the way here.
So Hannah King now streaking down the field. A nice long run by her. The ball pops out at the very end right before the net, picks it up, and is able to keep possession for the Knights.
Natalie Rice looking for an opportunity to go for goal, and she did draw in that shooting space. There you see they're having to find the hash marks here, even though they did just shovel it right before the beginning of this half. The snow has already covered it, and they've got to just find it.
The snow certainly having an impact on this game as we see Natalie Rice take this free shot and saved, bounced away. Nice save by the goalie for Concordia there.
Yeah, great job on Concordia's goalie there. She knows that Natalie Rice has got a hard shot, and she still stepped up to that shot and was able to block it off. They are having to wipe off the ball here before Ashley Lessing's able to bring it back on for the Knights.
So ball now inside. Megan Barfus in the zone looking for a clean shot, and she finds it. Great accurate shot by Megan Barfus there, hitting just under the top crossbar. Nothing that the goalie Samantha Shattrow could do, as that will push the lead 14-5. And that is Megan's third goal of the game.
You know, Megan's got a little bit of a unique cradle. She does keep it pretty low, which she used to her advantage. That was a shot. I don't know if you noticed, her stick was definitely on the lower half of her body, and she was able to fling the ball up, which ended up hitting, as you said, the top middle of the goal there, which is a pretty hard and tricky shot for any goalie to monitor or to try to be prepared for. She took advantage of her unique cradle that she does have.
So the Knights again on the board early in this second half.
McLean Hardy at the draw once again, and able to get it to her own player, who is pushed from behind, but they are going to let that play on.
That was Hannah King pushed into the snow, but gets up quickly, and looks like there'll be another stoppage in play here as the refs try to sort this out.
Do believe that they're going to do a redraw here. This is pretty unique for the refs to call a redraw, maybe at after play had gone on for so long, but looks like they are needing to do a little bit of discussion here. They're going to give possession right away to the Knights.
So McLean Hardy, it looks like, will start with this possession. Oh, they are going to reposition her, so she will start with the possession here. She passes off, and the Knights go back to work trying to clear this zone.
Ashley Lessing with the ball. She's able to calmly work her way past two defenders and get the pass off. McLean Hardy with the ball now. They are going to have her start right at the restraining line.
McLean being aggressive here. She pulls it back out now, looks and finds a teammate. That's Lessing with the ball now, looking for an opportunity to score.
Ashley Lessing looking to give Megan Barfus that shot again for a nice clean crease roll shot, but is not able to complete that pass. Possession is awarded to Concordia's goalie here. Concordia able to make a clean pass to their player number 16, Yasmin.
See, ball on the ground here deep in Concordia territory, picked up by Magic Knowles as she shoots and scores. So great play. Good effort by Magic to not give up on that ground ball and then quickly turning it into an offensive opportunity. That is goal number 4 for Magic in this game. So leading the game in goals for the Knights right now. That's her 10th on the season, as the Knights now have a 10-goal lead. You mentioned this situation in the first half, Emily. So being up 10 goals now, they inflict they call it the mercy rule, I believe, and the clock will continue to run despite stoppage in play.
Yeah, this has been a great game for Magic Knowles here. I know she does struggle with a lot of, she does have a personal injury that she has been playing through, honestly, the past 3 years, but she's been doing great, and she's super aggressive, and when she wants to get that shot in, she'll make it happen.
So the draw is taken again by Hardy, ball on the ground, but looks like it will be awarded over to Concordia. As nice fancy footwork there by number 13, Kimberly Thompson, for Concordia to get the ball out of the zone. She finally passes off to a teammate here. But ball on the ground, picked up by Magic, who just had that goal scored. The Knights are in transition. Looks like they have some numbers with the advantage. That's McLean Hardy looking for a shot on goal.
She was definitely coming in very hot, but Concordia did a great job of slowing her down and stopping her.
So ball still on the ground, picked up now by Megan Barfus, who takes the shot, but good save by Samantha Shatrow for Concordia.
She's pretty known for those crease roll shots. But fortunately, possession is awarded back to the Knights. do believe they're going to call that a push on Magic Knowles, and so she does get a free possession shot here. As they dig away the snow to find the hash once again.
So more field work had to be done. Looks like everyone is set now. So Magic has an opportunity to score her 5th goal of the game here, which would be huge for her confidence, and for the team in general, to take an 11-goal lead. Again, Samantha Shatrow, goalie for Concordia here, has had a really good game despite the score, has made some really nice saves for her team. In a tough spot here, though, with Magic having a free shot.
Most definitely.
Another save, though. Good low shot, good bounce shot by Magic. Thought that was going to get by, but Samantha comes up big, number 25, now looking to pass off for a teammate to clear the zone.
Yeah, and you do have to acknowledge that those bounce shots, while tricky as they are in this snow, is not going to end up probably as powerful as you wanted. That snow does affect the bounce of the ball. But the Knights are going to take this as another opportunity to keep possession and go in for another beautiful play here.
Lauren Thatcher now working towards the middle. Good little dodge there. Left-handed shot and finds the back of the net. So goal for Lauren Thatcher, who came into this game second on the team in goals. Makes this a 16-5 game. And again, the Knights have done well, really taken advantage of some of Concordia's mistakes. They've had a few opportunities here where they'll get a save from Shatrow, and trying to clear it just won't have very clean pass, and Knights able to pick up the ground ball and take advantage with some quick offense, and we've kind of seen that from the start of the game here.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of Thatcher's presence here in this game, but I have a feeling that we're about to see a lot more. She's definitely here. She's definitely great shooter, great defensive, and she's got some legs. She's a really fast player, and as you witnessed, she was able to switch that to her left hand, non-dominant, make a really fast, hard shot, and she's really versatile, and she's a big part of this team.
Yeah, I didn't think she was dominant left hand, so it took me by surprise to see that shot, but just shows, this type of skill that Thatcher has, and the hard work that she's put in, because that's not something obviously you're just born with, something she just had to work at and really use to her advantage on that play. As we're coming up with 22 minutes left here in this half. Again, we have a running clock right now. The Knights with an 11-goal lead as Anna Walters takes this draw against Abby Turner for Concordia. And ball on the ground picked up, but will be awarded to Concordia. So Abby Turner, number 4 for Concordia, takes it and makes the pass. Ball on the ground, but picked up.
In those situations, you kind of wonder, like, why does possession keep getting awarded to the other team? But what they're watching those two girls going for the draw. If someone was slower, if someone didn't get their stick all the way above their head by the time the ball's in the air, then a possession is awarded to the other team, which is an automatic possession for that other team. So really unfortunate there, but it's a lot of pressure on those girls who go for draw, because it can change the outlook of the transition.
So Concordia here is, again, they're searching for that hash mark. Concordia going to have an opportunity here. This is number 4, who's been a real offensive weapon for Concordia in this game. She's handled the ball quite a bit. Is going to have an opportunity to shoot and score.
That I did not think that was going in, because Hannah King was there right on the scene. You could see her stick went right into the stick of the shooter, but fortunately for Concordia, that shot still was able to make it through.
Yeah, it looked like new goalie Jessica Jaster had made the initial save. Didn't see where that ball landed, but the reaction of Concordia said it all as Abby Turner scores again. So a 16-6 game, still a 10-goal lead, coming up on 20 minutes left here in the second half, and the Knights, as we saw in the first half, it seemed every time Concordia made a nice offensive play, the Knights were quick to answer back with one of their own. And we'll see if that starts right here with Anna Walters, if she can win this draw.
A big shout out does have to go to the Knights on their ability to get possession right off the draws. Like right here, we see Natalie Rice, Hannah King, really strong players who are fighting those one-on-ones, those ground ball situations, and ending up winning majority of the time.
So Natalie Rice wins that, makes a nice run to clear the zone, wasting no time to get in there and set up the offense. Lauren Thatcher with that last goal for the Knights. You see here with the ball, trying to work her way inside. Little head fake action, but decides to pass off behind the net. That's Megan Barfus.
With another crease roll shot, and
oh, just wide. You could see what Megan was trying to do there. She had a decent look, but the ball did just go wide there, and ball will be awarded to Concordia.
Usually in those situations, ball is awarded to the offensive team if they have a player closest to the out of bounds lines there. But in that case, Concordia did beat the Knights there. So fortunately for Concordia, they are able to keep possession here. And as I mentioned before, because the goalie stepped out of the crease, she has more than 10 seconds to get the shot off. But with this pressure that she's receiving from Magic Knowles, this is going to be a really dangerous situation for Concordia with no goalie in the goal.
So as you saw, as you mentioned, the ball now on the ground after that pass there by the goalie. Now Barfus with the ball behind the net.
You know, that definitely started with Magic. She was not going to let that goalie get that pass off easily, and it was rewarded.
So Barfus shoots. Looked like the ball was tipped or went off the sidebar there off the post, but remains in possession. Nice pass.
Great look to Kati. That was fantastic play. That was a great look by Megan Barfus. Kati was in the right place at the right time, and I do believe that is her first goal of the season. As you can see, she's celebrating with her teammates there.
Great look by Megan Barfus, who continues her assist streak, leading this team in assists. We've seen Megan take her share of shots in this game and has had a few goals, but when it came down to it right there, saw the cutting Knowles towards the goal. And Knowles, first goal in the season, a great way to get it there. Great offensive play. Kaz, because she had great off-ball movement, found a crease and was able to make her way into the lane. So a 17-6 lead here for the Knights. So we're going to see another draw, and like they did in the first half, answering back as soon as Concordia does something on offense. Southern Virginia answers right back with a goal of their own. 17.5 minutes remaining. So still some time, but certainly, not in the favor of Concordia, and the Knights understand that you've got to play a full 60 minutes here as they continue to fight and continue to go after every ground ball. You see that ball loose here, picked up by number 13, Kimberly Thompson for Concordia, as the ball's down on the ground again.
Yeah, that was another example of what this weather's doing to these girls. You can tell Concordia, Kimberly definitely had a chance to get rid of the ball. She did try to throw it, but that snow weighed down her stick, and that ball did not go where she wanted it to go. But fortunately, both teams are doing a great job of just pushing through this weather anyways.
So Lauren Thatcher now again with the ball, working on the left side. Ball popped out, however, picked up again. Lucky break for Southern Virginia to keep it in this zone.
You know, the Knights are doing a great job of seeing where the ball's at, getting out of the way, so that Lauren Thatcher can have opportunities like that to go in for goal. And if it doesn't work, she's definitely got other options to pass it to.
So Megan Barfus now looking at goal,
Switching,
one-on-one.
left hand. Oh.
Another good save by the goalkeeper, Samantha Shatrow. It looked like Megan had a free shot, but could not find the net, as we see Anna Walters with the ball now. Taking her time, being patient now. Megan again with a one-on-one situation in front of the goal.
And shot. She switched to her left hand there. She drew her defensive player to her left side, so she was able to roll off onto her right side and shoot left-handed.
So goal number 4 for Megan Barfus makes this an 18-6 lead, so widest lead for the Knights in this game. 12 goals by that athletic play by Megan. Really saw that she had a one-on-one opportunity, set her up one way, went back the other, and found the goal. An identical play that we saw just seconds before when Shatrow made the save for Concordia. As we come up, we're at the midway mark just about here in this second half.
You could see that determination in Barfus's face. She was not giving up. She wanted to make sure she got that shot in. The Knights are doing a great job of keeping the ball on their side of the field. Concordia really hasn't had as many opportunities as they'd like to even try to go for goal. The Knights have been pretty much shutting them out offensively.
So deep in Knight territory now. They've got the ball, trying to clear it. Oh, as the ball is now on the ground, some contact there, but they looks like they're going to let play continue. Nope, they're going to call it now as the Concordia player down on the ground. That's number 33, Courtney Kraftchick, freshman attack from Bedford, Michigan. They help her up, and looks like she is okay, thankfully. At least for the time being, the ref going to come over and talk with her, see if she's all right.
Yeah, this is, this weather really does contribute to a lot of injuries here. You've got a lot of sliding, but a lot of the time when you are this cold, your muscles do tend to freeze up, and it is a scary situation to be in, playing in these conditions. As they zoomed in there, you could see how thick the snow is getting on the field, and it is starting to get a little bit dangerous, but these girls are still out here. They love this game. It's what you do when you're passionate about the sport you love, and you play anyway.
Certainly toughing it out, braving the elements. A pretty good game played on both sides, from both teams, even though the score might not reflect it completely. Concordia has certainly come out and made some good plays, things that they've got to feel good about. The Knights really having put together possibly their most complete game. They did have an 11-1 victory over Ferrum. Of course, only giving up one goal is some fantastic defense, but here having put up 18 goals with 14 and a half minutes left to go in this game, Coach Weber has got to feel really pleased with what her squad has put together today.
Yeah, most definitely. You mentioned earlier about braving the elements. They've got quite a different games coming up this week. This is pretty much been the tradition of Southern Virginia Universities. During spring break, we go do some tournaments at Hilton Head, South Carolina. Really, really fun activity, opportunity, but really opposite weather situations over there. They're going to be in some a little bit more tropical climates and going to be able to have a really fun spring break. They've got some really cool teams coming up and a really good tournament to be able to be a part of.
Yeah, that's one way to get your team on board for playing over spring break is let's go somewhere tropical, get out of this weather that I'm sure they weren't expecting here today. So Coach Weber going to make it up to them, getting to play in South Carolina later this week. As the Knights, you see Magic Knowles now with the ball. Passes.
Great passes, great transition passes going on here for the Knights.
Yep, good clean passes, nothing on the ground. We see Hannah King now working back to Magic as the Knights look like they're going to take some clock here, run it off here, and slow the game down a little bit with this comfortable lead.
Yeah, it's kind of strange for the Knights to be in this position. Oh, Allie Moss here with the ball, trying to get a shot off here. Allie Moss is another returner. She's another girl who did just learn how to play lacrosse last year, so it looks like they are trying to give her some opportunities. But they are in a different situation as compared to Saturday's game, where they were on the opposite side of this, where the other team was definitely showing some stalling on their offensive side, and really, really opposite situation. But the Knights are going to utilize it and give other girls opportunities to shoot. But unfortunately, the Knights did lose possession here. It looks like Concordia is going to be able to run it down to their side of the field, able to make a really clean pass to the 50.
Now with the ball on the ground, but picked up quickly by Concordia.
Emily Collins is doing a good job of assuring that the ball stays on their side of the field here.
So one of the few possessions we've seen for Concordia in the second half. We haven't seen the ball much in this territory, though. They do have a goal here.
Great block. Still picked up by Concordia.
So the good defense continues in the face, not giving up anything easy for the Cardinals here. They look to score their second goal of the half.
They're doing a great job of keeping the ball moving and really trying to scramble up the defense here.
Nice interception there.
Great interception by Hannah King, and she's going to take it. She's going to run all the way downfield for another possession for the Knights here.
So stoppage in play, it looks like. So the refs are sorting this out and what to be awarded. So it looks like there's going to be some substitutes on the field, or a timeout possibly.
Oh, there's going to be some sliding there for the Crows.
Looks like they have called the game here, as we're seeing 0 on the clock, possibly for weather conditions.
So the Knights are going to take this win here and going to do a celebratory snow slide.
Slide through the snow. Possibly, too, as well as Concordia certainly has a long drive back to Michigan. Some of the weather conditions could be playing a factor in that. As you're going to see, as Emily mentioned, you're going to see a celebration here by the Knights getting their second victory of the season, 18-6 over Concordia. Of course, their last win coming over Ferrum on the 6th of March when they defeated Ferrum 11-1. So a really good, complete game here by the Knights. As you see them celebrate, try to slide through the snow there.
Well deserved for the Knights here. I mean, honestly, they did a great job of from every part of the game here. They kept good control of their draws here, and it went straight into transition. They kept it on their offensive side for a majority of the game. All of their shots were really well planned out, and a lot of girls got a lot of opportunities here. It was overall a great game. I mean, Nancy Weber is definitely going to be really proud of this. There's a lot of elements that went into this game, and girls really came through for it.
And a good, game by Concordia certainly didn't finish how they had hoped, but certainly some good play by their squad. Again, Samantha Chatrow had some good saves in goal. Abby Turner, number 4, had some goals, some strong offensive play. And we wish them a safe drive back to Michigan. As far as Southern Virginia goes, the rest of the season, you mentioned, Emily, they've got a couple tournament games in South Carolina this week, and they have a few more weeks until they get back into conference play. They'll take on Salisbury on the road on the 31st of March. What are some of the things that they can work on as far as they get as they get ready for conference play in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, well, playing Mary Washington definitely is an eye-opener for some of these girls who have never played some of these higher caliber teams. They really got to witness that on Saturday, and as we see, they came out stronger. After playing these strong teams, you really have to have a positive outlook. You really have to look at it and say, you know what, this is a great opportunity to play some of these teams who have a high level of skill and abilities, and Nancy is the perfect coach for the situation. I mean, she really isn't too adamant on the score on those kind of games, but she is, as I said earlier, really adamant on your individual level of play. And so you are going to be expected to, get 50% of your ground balls. You are expected to get 50, try to get over 50 on those draw possessions, and she really does turn it into an individual level. But as we're looking forward to, St. Mary's, Salisbury, these girls know what to expect now that they got Mary Washington kind of out of the way here, and they're going to have to take advantages of games like today to just do the best they can to showcase what they can, and really hope to just keep those offensive possessions against those really harder teams.
So the Knights pick up their second victory of the season in this snowy spring break. They braved the elements, but they put together a really good, clean offensive game as they defeat the Concordia Cardinals 18-6. That will do it for us here. I'm Seth Hansen for Emily Winslow, for Aaron Rumbaugh, and all of our production staff. We thank you for being here on this snowy morning, and we will catch you next time for the next edition of Southern Virginia University Women's Lacrosse.